Hey, this is Jabari with B&H, and today we've got our hands on Sigma's latest addition to their high-speed Cinema Prime lens set, introducing the Sigma 65mm T1.5 full-frame high-speed Cinema Prime lens. The 11th lens in Sigma's high-speed Cinema Prime set matches the image and build quality that we expect from their cinema lenses and fills in the gap between 50 and 85mm. For those unfamiliar, Sigma's high-speed Cinema Prime lenses are their first foray into cinema lenses. Much like their Art Series photography lenses, the high-speed Cinema Primes are known for their sharpness and suppression of lens imperfections such as chromatic aberration, distortion, vignetting, and flaring. The lenses are smaller than traditional cinema lenses, feature a rugged, weather-sealed metal housing, are color-matched for consistent performance across the set, and feature unified lens gear positions to make it easier to swap lenses on set. Later, Sigma released a set of lenses that mirror their high-speed primes, named the Cine Classic Art Primes. The Cine Classic Art Primes match their high-speed primes in sharpness, but introduce flaring and other nuances for cinematographers that prefer to have more character to their images. By the way, if you're interested in or own a set of the Cine Classic Art Primes, Sigma has not forgotten about you. Sigma released the 65mm T2.5 Cine Classic Art Prime and their T1.5 high-speed Cinema Prime simultaneously. Today, however, we're going to focus on the high-speed cinema variation of the lens. The 65mm high-speed Cine Prime features a 43.3mm image circle for full frame coverage and can resolve up to 8K images. The 9-bladed aperture creates a pleasing round bokeh in the center, but gets a little less round as you get closer to the edge of the frame. Both the aperture ring and the focus ring are smooth, providing 60 degrees of rotation for aperture and 180 degrees of rotation for the focus. The minimal focus distance for the lens is 2 feet 2 inches, allowing you to get close, but not close enough to be considered a macro. Sigma's 65mm T1.5 high-speed Cinema Prime and the T2.5 Cine Classic Art Prime will be available in REPL, Canon EF, or Sony E mount with imperial or metric markings. We've got our hands on the high-speed cinema variant of the lens, and we're going to compare it to its neighboring focal lengths, the 50mm and 85mm. The jump from 50 to 65mm isn't large, but it is noteworthy. 65mm is within the normal range on a full-frame sensor like the FX3. Thus, there are many situations where it may feel like the lenses are interchangeable. However, there's more compression with the 65mm, making it a little easier to compose the subject in this medium shot without seeing the rest of the studio. The jump from 65 to 85mm is similar to the jump from 50 to 65mm. The 85mm compresses the image more than 65 and is noticeably tighter. However, it's harder to replicate the same medium shot with the 85mm because we're running out of space. Thus, in this scenario, the 65mm provides a nice middle ground and provides more compression than the 50mm, but doesn't require as much space as the 85mm. For our outdoor test, we threw the 65mm on the C70. On a Super 35 sensor, the 65mm is roughly a 105mm full-frame equivalent. This puts the lens firmly in the telephoto range. For this shot, we wanted to track our subject as he approaches the waterfront. The difference between 50mm and 65mm again is noticeable, but not dramatic. The 85mm is noticeably closer than the 65mm and dramatically closer than the 50mm. Out here we have a lot more space, therefore the 85mm is not as problematic to work with. Ultimately, we're happy with what we're able to achieve with all three lenses, but they each say something a little different. Some may prefer one more than the others, but having the option to choose is what makes the 65mm a great addition to this set. For those not accustomed to cinema lens kits, 65mm may seem like an odd focal length. The lens is only half a step more than 50mm and half a step less than 85. On its own, it feels interchangeable with either the 50 or the 85mm, but in a set, the lens fills an inconvenient gap between normal and telephoto lenses. Lens manufacturers often include uncommon focal lengths for this reason. Between Sigma's 24 and 35mm is a 28. Between the 35 and 50mm is a 40mm. Thus, it's only natural that Sigma fills the space between 50 and 85mm with a 65mm. Directors of photography and cinematographers who prefer to use prime lenses and need that granular control over focal length will appreciate how the 65mm adds more versatility to the high-speed Cinema Prime kit. Moreover, Sigma does not have any full-frame zooms that cover the gap between 50 and 85mm at this time. Therefore, the 65mm is the only option in that focal range for full-frame digital cinema cameras like Sony's FX3. Naturally, the 65mm integrates perfectly with Sigma's other full-frame high-speed cinema primes, matching color reproduction, lens characteristics, build quality, and lens gear positions. Sigma's T1.5 high-speed cinema prime lens is an excellent choice for discerning DPs and cinematographers who are looking to expand their cinema lens kit with the right lens for the right job. So, what are your thoughts on Sigma's 65mm cinema prime? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Jabari with B&H, and I hope you have an enchanting day.